Our first nominee in the Fire Service Champion category, Joyce Underwood, gives us all a shining example of how being a positive role model can change lives. Having joined the Princess Trust Teen Programme, the charity which works with challenged and often vulnerable young people to give them a career focus, Joyce found the time and energy, along with her delivery team, to support these individuals through the good times, but also through some difficult dark times. Joyce came in each day full of ideas and enthusiasm to support them through the Princess Trust journey. Under her steer, young people on the programme successfully came off drugs, got jobs and key volunteering opportunities. Our second nomination is a heartwarming example of how Staffordshire Fire and Rescue Service acted as a catalyst to bring together partnerships working to change the life of an elderly, vulnerable gentleman. Greenwatch Cannock had come across an elderly gentleman living in dangerous and isolated circumstances. So, working together with Community Safety Officer Kelly McCulloch, they engaged local charities, support agencies and social housing to put together a plan of care. More importantly, they all took extra time to develop a relationship with the gentleman to allow him to trust and work with those concerned with his welfare. Nominee in this category, John Kitchener, is a committed colleague who has worked tirelessly across all fire and rescue services within the region to forge a joined-up approach to the adoption of the new National Guidance for Safety Apparatus. Demonstrating himself as an influencer and a key communicator, he has presented at the highest levels and has always gone the extra mile to ensure delivery of this project. Colleagues believe that John's work should be recognised as an example of how regional collaboration can be achieved. The first nominees in this category are three exceptional children aged 6, 9 and 13, who demonstrate how important our fire safety awareness messages really are, and how they work in real life. Crews attended a severe house fire last August, where the youngsters in the house, Michael, Amy and Sarah Nolan, were so brave and reacted in a very responsible way. Michael spotted the fire, told his sister Amy, who then raised the alarm, leading to older sister Sarah telling everyone to get out and dial 999. Without this calm chain reaction from all three children, the consequences for all could have been tragic. Our second very worthy nominee is Jack Holston. After quite a troubled period in his life, Jack joined the Princess Trust Teen Programme in September 2014 as a route to a career in the fire service. During the programme, he learnt about how to deal with conflict and grew in confidence and maturity. Jack went on a 2-week placement with a specialist home fire risk check technician and learnt a great deal about prevention and the importance of home safety. Jack successfully completed the programme in December 2014 with an outstanding presentation. Our final nominee in this very special category, Lydia Hooley, joined Staff's Fire as an apprentice, but very quickly progressed as a valued full-time colleague in central risk reduction. Right from the start, Lydia showed a fabulous work ethic, professionalism and high level of conscientiousness. Lydia possesses an unwavering willingness to help and has also volunteered to mentor other young people within the service apprenticeship scheme, facilitating and attending career events, as well as acting as a mentor for the Princess Trust scheme. Our standout nominee in community well-being, Claire Underwood, leads a unique partnership which keenly focuses upon the value services can provide to get the very best outcome for members of our community. Staffordshire and Stoke-on-Trent NHS Partnership Trust, together with the Fire and Rescue Service, under Claire's steer, at both a managerial and clinical level, are jointly developing and rolling out training and education programs designed to highlight and help vulnerable individuals and patients in society. Our first nominee in this category, Jo Amersley, has poured her heart and soul into getting two inventive projects off the ground: the Coffee Station, a community cafe, and the Time Banking Project. The Time Banking Project is a way for people to help others whilst banking their time in order to get help at a later date. It successfully increases both individual and community well-being by providing a new opportunity for people. With the Coffee Station, Jo has not only developed a place to go and to interact, she has also encouraged members of staff to hot desk there, fostering natural engagement between our staff and members of the community. Our second nominee in this category, David Askey, is a colleague who has always been at the forefront of new ideas from the business intelligence team. David has produced the fire severity tool, which has become an integral part of our performance measures. It is a vital tool to help us to establish where our high severity demand is coming from and how many of our teams are using it to support their prevention work. It has also played an integral role in the development of the community safety options. Indeed, David's innovation has revolutionized the way we think and work around measures and data. A true way forward. Rowan Kitten used innovation to develop new training and education programs that have been developed within the wider community and is our final nominee in this category. Rowan developed an increasing number of successful innovations which not only improve the safety and outcomes of our own service drivers, but also support road safety, employment and commercial sustainability in a far wider context. By working with national bodies such as the Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency, Rowan has enabled Staffordshire Fire and Rescue Service to support local businesses, maintain employment, and critical to setting up a number of partnerships which will assess drivers and improve safety, but also prepare young people for employment. The Member Involvement in the Community Award is given tonight posthumously to Rex Roberts OBE. Highly esteemed colleague Rex, who unfortunately passed away in 2014, had recognised the strategic ambitions of the service, and from 2006 to 2013 he undertook the role of Chairman of the Integrated Asset Development Strategic Board. He was involved from very early days in submitting bids through the Department of Communities and Local Government, and then ensuring the delivery of the programmes to the service. His drive and commitment to the service was commendable, and he is greatly missed. The Western Service Delivery Group Community Safety Officers work tirelessly to improve engagement with vulnerable people and community groups. The group, Kelly McCulloch, Chris Jenkins, Mark Downs, Ben Shipley, Victoria Cooper and Rachel Spruce, work superbly well as a team and have developed real relationships with community members, helping them to be safer and more in touch with support organisations. The team have given up their own time to volunteer or be on hand to all they serve. Our second nominee in this category is Bill Beck. Without doubt, Bill is an inspiration to the local community. At 70 years old, Bill has worked for Staffordshire Fire and Rescue Service at Tutbury Fire Station since 1975 as an operational firefighter, leading firefighter and temporary sub-officer until his retirement in 1999, and more recently as a home fire risk check technician. His unwavering enthusiasm, kindness, empathy and knowledge is cherished within Tutbury. Bill has an unwavering passion for serving the community, and there are many rich tales of his extraordinary lengths that he goes to, above and beyond the call of duty. Our third nominee in this category is Madeline Cheadle. Madeline is a fire service chaplain in South Staffs and also volunteers by running Busy Minds. The Busy Minds group has been running since summer 2010 and now has around 55 older persons attending each week to socialise, learn about fire safety, play games and have cups of tea. Members openly state that Madeline's kindness and innovations have given them a sense of purpose, new friends and increased confidence. Madeline has instilled true community cohesion among the members of this group. For over 30 years, Kelvin has been a leader in raising many thousands of pounds not only for the firefighters charity, but also other local charities. His flair for inventing new and fun ways of fundraising have been an inspiration for those around him. Raising over £10,000 in 2014 alone, Kelvin throws his creative and enthusiasm behind organising Christmas markets, to walking challenges, to car boots, to curry nights. There is nothing that Kelvin won't consider to give his all for fundraising. Our second worthy nominee is Paul Radcliffe. Paul has been fundraising to support international fire services around the world and their communities for the past 20 years, as well as giving his time in war-torn countries training local firefighters. His continued commitment as a founder member of Staffordshire Emergency Services Humanitarian Aid Association is an inspiration to all within the service and beyond. The first nominee in this category is a colleague who has consistently demonstrated that she is a leadership, message and cultural framework champion. Caroline Firkins has gone above and beyond her role as business support manager for the Western Service Delivery Group by embracing cultural change and leadership dissemination. Her steer has enabled the Western Service Delivery Group to be in the strong position they currently occupy. Caroline also drove through the introduction of the National Cadet Scheme in Stafford, Rugeley and Cannock. Our second nomination in this category is a very personal one. The Information Communication Technology Department showed extraordinary empathy and support for a colleague going through a very challenging personal time. As one, they grouped together and supportively led their colleague towards a new outlook to the future, both within the work environment and outside work. They all embraced change openly to offer their support during working hours and effectively demonstrated exactly how the cultural framework of this service works in action. Their deeds, words and actions as a team gave new life to a colleague at a much needed time. Our final nominee is Carmel Warren. Her colleagues in the Prevent team for the Western Service Delivery Group acknowledge her as an excellent and inspirational team leader, and her positivity and strength through challenging times has been the backbone for the team. Her leadership style is open and supportive, and she creates an honest environment where all team members feel that they are able to contribute and influence projects going forward. Carmel sets high standards for the Prevent team in order to ensure the best outcome for our vulnerable members of the community. Our first nominee in this category is Waterford Wedgwood Royal Dalton. This eminent company has supported the Western Service Delivery Group Prevent team and their volunteers on the Love Barlaston Village project, one which seeks to disseminate the fire prevention message in the identified high-risk area of Barlaston. Offering the support of their facilities and resources, the company also produced over 1,500 mugs at their own cost in support of the message to further entrench the team's fire prevention message within the community. Our second nominee is Seed Software, a not-for-profit company within the Department of Computer Science at Hull University. 3 of Seed's graduate students developed the risk management system which provides frontline firefighters with vital information on risks at the touch of a button. The system went live in October 2014 and is used by firefighters to record site-specific risk information. Never has such a system been as well received by staff who have to work with it on a day-to-day basis. The successful partnership is currently developing other systems to help improve not only firefighters' safety, but community safety as well. Our final nominee is a community volunteer who has a shining passion to help others despite his own personal everyday challenges in life. Tim Mackay has given his full dedication to the time banking project and the coffee station based at Newcastle Community Fire Station. Without doubt, the success of these 2 projects lie in Tim's real dedication and enthusiasm. The projects are now a more sustainable model as a result of his efforts. Tim's own well-being and confidence has also improved as a result of this living and breathing partnership. In this final category, we have 3 very special and multi-nominated individuals. The first, Jamie Deavy, having already shown concern towards a vulnerable elderly couple and insisting on them having a responsive alarm, went above and beyond to help further. Whilst off duty, he witnessed a fire at their home and physically removed the bed-bound elderly gentleman of the house who suffered from chronic asthma, as well as calming his wife. Cannock, Chase Terrace and Lichfield crews were called, and together they worked to contain the damage, thus saving the whole house and, more importantly, 2 lives, avoiding what could have been a much more distressing outcome. Our second nominee in this Fire Service Champion Award is Darren Smith, watch manager at Wombourne Fire Station. Described by his nominators as helpful, brave in his job, pleasant, and as someone who goes the extra mile. Darren is the epitome of the kind of colleague we deserve to have representing our fire service. He treats people as friends and makes those around him feel worthwhile. Exactly the culture fostered at Staffordshire Fire and Rescue Service. Our final nominee and receiving his second nomination this evening, Kelvin Chell has supported the welfare of his fellow colleagues and community for over 30 years by being an inspirational fundraiser. He has consistently come up with different ways to raise funds for the Fire Service Benevolent Fund, other charities and community groups by being inventive and demonstrating a caring attitude to all. A charming individual and great colleague. Kelvin has never sought or received any recognition, but his efforts are publicly acknowledged tonight.